In my post about the shadow work and how it's connected to the subconscious mind, the studies show that we have the ability to make the unconscious and subconscious patterns of behavior and memories more conscious, which means we have the ability to expand that percentage of conscious awareness if we choose to live a more fulfilling, honest, aligned, and authentic, healthy life that resonates with you and to you in your surroundings and can act as a prevention to certain physical ailments and physical symptoms you might be experiencing, but also realizing how all of this shadow work, all it does is really helps you build a practice of self-love that is long-lasting and that really helps you live a life that is true to you and without all of the other programs of stuff that's in there. What is actually you and what do you need? So to put it in perspective about the subconscious mind, if you can take a moment to really use your imagination, and not only is all the things that I listed stored in the subconscious mind, it's also taking in every single word that is around you. So everything you're listening to, everything you're reading and ever have read or heard, everything you watch and have ever watched, everything that you talk about with your friends, everything that happened to you before you had vocal memory or knew what words were, all of that, all the books you read, all of those words that you feel like disappear after you use it, it gets stored in the subconscious mind, right? As backup. And you're only keeping in the conscious part of your brain what you need to use right now. Everything else goes back to the subconscious mind for as needed, right? Because it's not something you're using all the time. So I like to think about the subconscious brain as like the largest library ever that it pulls from. An example of the subconscious library and how we access it through random memories is someone brings up a topic and you know about it because you've read about it or you've seen that actor, whatever the topic is, right? But you cannot for the life of you remember where, when, what about it, what's their name. But then there may be a separate situation where you're not trying to think about it and you can access it. You're like, I know that. How do I remember that, right? Another example is like maybe songs or stories that you haven't heard since you were little or you used to really like when you were younger, but you haven't heard it in 20, 30 years, but you still know every word. Or maybe not all the words, but most of it, right? Or certain stories, memories that were passed down from, your grandparents or family members that you still remember. And really the term, it's like riding a bike, is exactly what the subconscious does. It remembers when it needs to, right? But unless that situation or experience is happening, it's not going to utilize it. And so some of these memories, you're not even going to remember that you have, but they come out because they think it is necessary. And shadow work for past life is something that I had briefly touched on in another video, that we can figure out what is your true life purpose or continuation of your past life's purpose of what you're meant to do in this life but also to remove any vows, blocks, pain, major traumas that are keeping you stuck in your current life. Or maybe there needs to be a completion or an ending of a soul contract, or to learn these shadow lessons of a soul contract that you have with somebody. Maybe it's a partner or a friend that you can't seem to move past, but that might be the pinnacle of getting you to that next step or next part of your journey that you've been waiting on, right? And if there's certain, traumas and beliefs, situations that happened in a past life that were extremely impactful and hard for you, man, that would have been programmed in the body, in the DNA, through the subconscious mind also. So those things are still going to hold you up and prevent you from moving forward in this life. Oftentimes I see with clients, they have either a skill set or a service that they provide where they just innately knew how to do these things without any former training or experiences in their current life. There's nobody around them. It's like they just knew how to do it. It was like which would be an example of a past life experience that got downloaded and programmed into the subconscious mind, right? So they've done this before. And a lot of times people on a more spiritual path or are walking a path that is more conscious and aware, that kind of stuff happens more frequently. This doing things that are coming from this inner wisdom of information we've already known that we did not learn in this life. Okay. And so there is a possibility, right? Once we cut through all of the things that we've taken in this life that might keep us away from this innate wisdom of what we're meant to be doing, we can figure out what it is that is our mission and purpose to complete. For people who are wanting to live a more spiritual or witchy magical life, but feel a lot of blocks in terms of fear and anxiety, worry of being rejected, fear of being attacked or shamed, guilted, all of these symptoms come with moving towards your magic. That block is essentially an opportunity to heal all of your past lives' oppression, times that you've been murdered for healing and helping, times that you were exiled and called weird when weird changed from wise and fated to bizarre and unusual. That we were crucified, that we were shunned from society when we were once honored and respected and needed. And seeing this uptick in people turning towards magic and spirituality because now it is safe to do so. And so now it's calling us to heal all of those past wounds so that we can really help heal the planet and the people.